Brand new season, brand new dawn for
Box.
and it's lights out and away we go.
Simply lovely. I was really enjoying that last
Hey guys, welcome back to Box. I am once again still playing catch up. And this week we are talking the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let's get into it. Red Bull. Streaks were broken this week at Red Bull. Checo finally broke his streak of Q2 exits and made it through to Q3 to secure a P9 start. Still not ideal, but better than previous weeks. And Max's streak of 5 consecutive pole positions came to an end when he qualified P2. Pause for dramatic effect. At the end of the weekend, there were still 2 bulls on the podium. Max with his 9th win of the season, and Checo rounding it out in P3. So overall, it was a great weekend for the team, and Checo's performances seem to be heading in the right direction. On to Mercedes. 2 very different qualifying sessions, and 2 very different feelings in the garage, I presume. George was knocked out in Q1, only managing to secure himself a P18 start, which was not ideal. Lewis, on the other hand, dominated in qualifying, dethroning Max and claiming his first pole position of the season. So it's safe to say he wasn't complaining about the car during quali this time. But then Sunday rolled around. George made up some ground, gaining, and I say some, but he made up 12 positions to finish the race in P6, while Lewis dropped 3 places to finish in P4. Missing out on a podium completely. Insert George radio. I was forecast for a podium. But despite the fact they both managed to salvage the weekend to an extent with George's recovery drive and scored some decent points. So I don't think the team would have been too happy with Lewis's performance, given that it was the closest they had been to a win in quite some time. But there are positive signs moving forward. Ferrari. The backwards slide continues. It seems the team may have peaked in Austria. Charles managed the highest qualifying position of the pair, with P6, while Carlos was relegated to start the race in P11, failing to get out of Q2, but still in points contention. Race day did see them bag a double points finish, with Carlos making up some ground to finish in P8, while Charles lost a position and finished in P7. Look, is it great? No. But could it be worse? God, yes. So let's just be grateful that they scored some points and that they both finished the race. No parts of the car caught on fire, and no one crashed. So, the bar is low at Ferrari. Aston Martin. And in case you were wondering, yes, Fernando's streak lives another week, with this man qualifying in P8 this weekend. Again, making it through to Q3. His teammate, however, failed to make Q3 for the second weekend in a row, qualifying in P14. But hey, double points were scored, with Lance making up 4 places to round out the points in P10, while Fernando conceded a position to finish in P9. While there may have not been a lot of points scored, some are better than none, and as such, they're doing better than other teams on the grid who didn't score any points at all. So, props to the team in green. McLaren. The streak of success for the papaya continues, and I'm going to conclude that it is the residual effects of me being in attendance last weekend. My good luck is still rubbing off on the team. Lando and Oscar locked out the second row with P3 and P4 respectively, putting themselves in a great position to battle for more podium positions. And on Sunday, that is exactly what Lando did, making up a position to finish in P2, claiming his 2nd podium of the season and his 2nd in a row. OP, however, lost Piastri, a Aussie rookie. He wasn't as lucky, and he ended up conceding a position to finish the race in P5. But nevertheless, it was still an absolutely incredible effort by the boys and the team, and a much needed boost to the points. So props to them for another great weekend, and let's hope it continues. Alpine. It was a double Q2 knockout in quali this weekend for the French duo. Ocon managed to outqualify his teammate, securing himself a P12 start to Gasly's P15. But none of that really mattered, considering their bad luck from Silverstone followed them across the continent. And again, they both failed to finish the race, with their final classifications being DNFs. So another weekend that they'll be keen to put in their rearview mirror and forget, while trying to remember to improve their reliability moving forward. Because this is getting to be worse than Ferrari. And that's hard to do. Like, it's an achievement, but it's hard to do. So, that's all I'm going to say about them. On to Haas. Shocker. Hulk out-qualified K-Mag, with the duo securing a P10 and a P19 respectively. One making it through to Q3, the other failing to get out of Q1. I can imagine that there were some tense discussions being had in the Haas garage. A tough phone call possibly being made as well. But, as always, the car didn't have the legs to compete with every other car around it. And neither driver managed to score any points. Despite Hulk starting in the top 10, he finished the race in P14 after losing 4 positions, while K-Mag made up 2 whole places to finish in P17. While it is what we have come to expect from the team at this point, or at least I have, I really don't think this is where Jean or Gunter really would have envisioned the team to be at this point in the season and in their F1 career. Let's be honest. Things need to change before they start getting caught by other teams below them in the constructors and they wind up on the bottom of the table. But anyway, on to Williams. Unfortunately, it looks like their luck from Silverstone it also did not go with them across the continent, with both drivers once again being knocked out in Q1. But Alex once again outqualified Logan with P16 and P20 respectively, so some things don't change. Sunday saw a slight improvement in their performances, but not nearly enough, with neither driver able to score any points yet again. Alex got close, finishing the race 5 places ahead of where he started in P11 and just shy of the points, while Logan made up 2 places thanks to the DNFs of the Alpines and finished the race in P18. It was a rough weekend for the team, especially coming off the high that they experienced in Silverstone a couple of weeks ago. But hopefully it keeps getting better. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Alfa Romeo. Where did that quality performance come from? Absolutely shocking. Baffling. Both cars making it through to Q3 for the first time this season, with Valtteri securing himself a P7 and Zhou placing himself firmly on the 3rd row with a P5 start. What? Since when? Actually baffling. But the dream of them miraculously getting good and converting their top 10 starts to a double points finish was short-lived. Sunday saw Valtteri Bottas concede 5 places to finish outside of the points in P12 at the conclusion of the race. But Zhou's performance wasn't any better. If anything, it was worse, considering he dropped 11 places. Yes, went backwards 11 places and finished the race in P16. I'm not even going to comment any further. It's just... Ugh. But AlphaTauri, let's move on. Danny Rick is back, baby. Woo! In the man's first race back, after having half the season off, he comes out and outqualifies his teammate, securing himself a P13 start to Yuki's P17. Overall, promising signs. Love to see it. Love to see Danny Rick back in general, but while they didn't score any points, there are positive signs. Danny didn't lose any places, maintaining his P13 position across the race, which is honestly an improvement in comparison to his predecessor in Nick DeVries. Sorry, not sorry, Nick. Facts are facts. While Yuki managed to make up some ground, but only to the tune of 2 places, finishing in P15. Overall, things are looking up, and I cannot express how excited I am to have Danny back, and that there are now 2 Aussies on the grid. We're taking over. I don't want to get any of my hopes up though, given that it is AlphaTauri and they haven't been the most competitive team out there. But fingers crossed Danny does well and scores some decent points with his new team. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, all the fun things. This has been my Hungarian recap, and I will catch you in the next one.